my podcast, Love and Courageous. I'm the host, Demetrius, and today I'll be speaking about the end of the government shutdown, but also Donald Trump offering some federal workers $10,000. After 43 days, the federal government shutdown has finally ended due to 6 Democrats that voted to support the funding bill. Now, the spending bill reopens and funds the federal government until January the 30th of next year. And with some agencies, such as the Department of Agriculture and Veterans Affairs, funded through the end of the fiscal year. Now that the government shutdown has ended, federal workers can now return back to work. But during the shutdown, at least 670,000 federal workers were furloughed. Now, these employees that were furloughed are expected to return back to work immediately. Now, the federal workers who were forced to work without pay during the shutdown will receive back pay. Federal workers including Capitol Police officers, Transportation Security Administration workers, and air traffic controllers. Now, under the Government Employee Fair Treatment Act that was signed back under Trump's first term, the law covers both furloughed employees and those that are required to work without pay during the government shutdown. Now, the funding bill that was passed includes additional language to reverse Trump administration firing during the shutdown and ensures that furloughed workers receive back pay. It also includes language to prevent any additional reductions in force until the next government funding deadline. Also in the bill includes a provision to fully fund SNAP benefits through the end of September 2026. The package also includes $203.5 million to boost security for lawmakers and an additional $28 million for the security of Supreme Court justices. However, Democrats decried language in the bill that will give senators the opportunity to sue when a federal agency or employee searches their electronic records without notifying them, allowing for up to $500,000 in potential damages for each violation. The language seemed aimed at helping Republican senators pursue damages if their phone records were analyzed by the FBI as part of an investigation into Trump's effort to overturn his 2020 election laws. Now, when it comes to the Affordable Care Act, also known as ACA subsidies, it was not included in this funding bill. Now, the Affordable Care Act tax credit does not expire until the end of this year. Now, Senate Republican leadership promised to allow a vote on a bill of Democrats related to the Affordable Care Act in December. Now, some Republicans have said they are open to extending the COVID-19 pandemic era tax credits as premiums will rise for millions of people in America, but they also want new limits on who can receive the subsidies. Some argue that the tax dollars for the plan should be routed through individuals rather than go directly to insurance companies. But however, if no deal is reached, health premiums will skyrocket for more than 20 million people in America. When it comes to the air traffic system, the shortage of air traffic controllers who were not furloughed was so dreadful during the shutdown that the Federal Aviation Administration was forced to reduce flights by 10% at 40 different airports, leading to thousands of flights being canceled or delayed. Now, according to the Transportation Secretary, Sean Duffy, as many as 15 to 20 controllers resigned during the shutdown. He also told reporters that air traffic controllers will get 70% of their back pay within 24 to 48 hours of the reopening. The paychecks included 70% or more of their income from time worked during the shutdown. It will take up to a week for air travel to return back to normal. So when the government went on shutdown, a lot of the air traffic controllers called out of work because they wasn't getting paid. And so Donald Trump decided to make a statement about it and called out all the air traffic controllers and said that they will be substantially docked He also recommended $10,000 bonuses for those who continue to show up to work despite not being paid during the shutdown. And Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem made an announcement that TSA agents with exemplary service during the government shutdown will receive a $10,000 bonus check. She said they will receive the bonus check on top of their back pay for stepping up, taking on extra shifts, for showing up each and every day. She said, I quote, "We will be continuing to not only recognize employees across the country, but we will be looking at every single TSA official who helped serve during this government shutdown and do what we can to recognize that and help them financially with a bonus check to get them and their family back on their feet." Kristi Noem said there were tens of thousands of individuals who stepped up and continued to serve during the last 6 weeks. When asked whether that was referring to those who did not call out sick or stay home for other reasons, she said that's not necessarily the parameter. She continued by saying, "We're going to look at every individual that did exceptional service during this period of time when there were so many hardships." The Department of Homeland Security said we'll pay for the bonuses using carryover funds from fiscal year of 2025. So here's my thing with this whole situation. One, because a lot of people feel like the Democrats betrayed them. But I think people need to realize is that Republicans have full control of the House and Senate that makes up of Congress. They have full control. The Democrats do not. So therefore, the Democrats really didn't have a choice because the Republicans, they wasn't going to give in. They already made it known. They're not giving in. The government shutdown could have went on for 2 months. The Republicans would have not cared. All they was going to do is just blame the Democrats. And so people that are upset with the Democrats don't realize they don't really have a choice. The reason why they passed it was, one, because you have people out here that rely on SNAP benefits and they can't put food on the table. You have people out here that are not getting paid to work. And also you got flights being delayed. Some people travel for work. So therefore, they removed the Affordable Care Act out of this funding bill and just, it's going to be up for discussion later. But for now, we're just going to pass this bill and reopen back up the government so it don't hurt nobody else. That's why they did it. And some people might decide, you know what, I'm not going to vote for Democrats in the midterms. You do that and you're going to dig yourself up a bigger hole. You're only going to put yourself in a worse situation, because I'm telling you right now, if Republicans do not lose any seats, if they still have full control, people are screwed in this country. They're screwed. You are better off at voting for the Democrats in the midterms, because what needs to happen is the Democrats need to have full control. That's what needs to happen. And if they do have full control, then the Democrats can extend the subsidies for the Affordable Care Act. If they have full control, they can do that. Even if Republicans vote against it, it doesn't matter. They're going to have the full control. But however, if people stand there, go to the polls, and they're in their feelings, they vote based off of their feelings instead of common sense, we're screwed. And not only that, but it's the fact that they're giving $10,000 dang on dollars to give to these air traffic controllers. And I'm like, okay, $10,000 is freaking a lot. Like, money don't grow on trees. And also, they use the funding for that. I'm like, what the heck? So you can't pass the bill for people that need food assistance, but you gonna give away $10,000 dang on dollars? Are you kidding me right now? And I feel like they did that because, you know, the midterms coming up, they need their votes. They need their votes so they can finish doing what was listed in Project 2025. That's all this is about. Donald Trump and the Republicans, they trying to make that crap happen. And the public is going to let it happen if they do not vote for the right people. And this is the issue with the public. The people in the public want to constantly complain about what the heck is going on with this administration. But let me ask you, who the hell did you vote for? If you voted for Republicans, you are the issue. I'm going to need voters to start taking some dang on accountability for who y'all vote for. Because when it comes to the midterms, take your little dinky ass over there with your dang on emotions and vote Republicans all the hell you want to. And you're going to regret it. Because honestly, it's really not that hard, people. I mean, honestly, there's only one side that really cares. It's literally in black and freaking white. But we gonna see how these midterms turn out. Because for the municipal election, a lot of those white people, I'm not surprised they still voted red. I'm not surprised whatsoever. But that is all for today. Thank you everyone for listening to my podcast, and I hope you all have a lovely day.